stuff.
Very quickly, there's a really powerful verse in the book of Exodus 4:2, very short. God says to Moses, "What is that in your hand?" And Moses says, "It's a staff." That's the verse.
Yeah, okay.
It's awesome because Moses has been complaining about the fact that he can't do what he's been asked to do. He's got a lisp, he's got a speech impediment. God's asking him to lead a whole group of people out of Egypt against, enormous odds. Pretty scary assignment too. You're going up against one of the great military mights of the, ancient world.
Yeah.
And God says to Moses, "What's in your hand?" And that staff that Moses is holding becomes the instrument that it actually gets him into trouble later on. But, God uses that staff to do all these incredible miracles. It's the parting of the Red Sea. It's the turning the Nile into blood. It's all done with this thing. But, for us, that question applies too.
Yeah,
it's
I love it.
God would say to you, "What is in your hand?" Well, I can't do it, Lord. There's too many odds. The odds are stacking against me. So, well, what do you have? What is in front of you right now? And I would say that one of those things, underutilized things, is kindness.
Oh, yeah.
On December the 7th, 1941,
I remember it well, mate. I was there.
I was going to ask you about it. As you know, the Empire of Japan attacked Pearl Harbor, and they said that it woke the sleeping giant, that America went to war, and ultimately, because America went to war, the Allies ultimately won. But there was something happening in the United States from 1941 to 1946 in a place called North Platte in Nebraska. And it was a guy called Ray Wilson who decided that he wanted to feed soldiers at the train station. There had been a canteen there in previous years, but the canteen had closed down. So they re-established this canteen. And they essentially had 10 minutes as a train arrived. All the soldiers on their way to war, in Nebraska and North Platte would get off the train. They had 10 minutes, right, to make impact. And I actually find this story quite emotional. Over the years of the Second World War, from when America first went into 1946, 55,000 women volunteered at North Platte train station. And apparently it was like a banquet, when you arrived. You had 10 minutes, you'd have pancakes or whatever was seasonal, full meals, hot chocolates, just local farmers would give produce. These women were just engaged in showing kindness. Years and years later, and they say about 30 trains a day would have come through North Platte. They've estimated millions of people would have been fed at North Platte, Nebraska train station. Like, incredible. And years later, when they started to interview veterans of the Second World War, who most of which have gone to be with the Lord, in their 80s and 90s, if North Platte was mentioned, these men would break down and cry.
Wow.
It was the thing that always brought out the emotion in them. And it was essentially 10 minutes of their life, because they were showing such incredible kindness in a moment that was very, very difficult. Just an amazing story, which you can read for yourself. And there's lots of documentation about how these men responded, what it meant to them. But isn't that incredible? It's like, well, what can each of us do? And you don't want to underestimate those moments that you show kindness, that you do something that even might feel feeble, in your own efforts, but it has often eternal, meaningful impact.
Yeah, I agree.
That was mind-blowing. So that was from Exodus 4:2. And you just said kindness.
Yeah.
A simple act
What's
like
in your
kindness. What's in your hand?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty simple, isn't it? Just being kind. It can have a really powerful impact on somebody's day, on their mood, on their state of mind at that time. It's awesome.
Well, even at the start of the conversation where you said about reading faces, just smiling at someone.
Yeah.
Just a simple smile at someone that's feeling down could change their day.
Absolutely. Love it. Thank you,
Go
Luke.
to it.